Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22. It's Thursday. You know what that means? Well, it used to mean Throwback Thursday, and I think we'll be getting back to that at some point, but now it is Traveling Contractor series. We just left beautiful Sri Lanka. We had to hasten our exit from Sri Lanka. Long story, I'll just say Gwen's Sri Lankan cousin was not all she appeared to be. Should never have hired her. Got into some serious heat with the local authorities. We got out of Dodge. That's all that needs to be said about that. We are in beautiful, the land down under, Western Australia, a map by FarnerBOB. We are on the beautiful Harley. I think this one's the Road Glide. Actually, this one just came out. Oh, this one just came out yesterday, I believe. And if you've checked out my mod minute or so video, you know that Expendables modding. I believe it's Expendables modding. It better be. I don't want to give credit where credit is not due, but I'm pretty certain it is Expendables modding, right? Tell me it's Expendables modding, Brad. Where is the Harley? Right there. Expendables modding. Road Glide. There is a Street Glide. There's also a Fat Boy. Is that what it's called? Fat Boy? This one's a beautiful bike. Always do a great job over at Expendables modding. Really like their work. But needless to say, borrowed this from the farmer that hired us. This field right here is what we're going to be attacking. A large field. We've got a seeding job, S-E-E-D, sowing job, I guess you would say right here, $51,000. We're going to be sowing canola for Jimmy Caldwell. Excellent. Well, thanks, Jimmy, for letting us borrow your bike. Certainly appreciate that. Let's go take a quick look at the equipment that Jimmy's afforded us. But yeah, happy Thursday, everyone. Boy, this week's flying by. Weather is starting to warm up a few degrees in my neck of the woods, which is kind of nice. You know, there's only like 3 things I know about Australia. One of them is it's hot. The second one is there are way too many things that can crawl and bite you, crawl on you and bite you. I have zero interest in that. And the third one is the band Men at Work. And I got to tell you, I celebrate their entire music collection. Men at Work, The Land Down Under. You probably know that song, I'm certain. Not the movie Men at Work. If you've ever seen the movie Men at Work with Emilio Estevez. And then you've got Charlie Sheen, I think. I always get all those Sheens mixed up. But I think it's a couple garbage guys that get into some find a body or something in a barrel, and they get all into some shenanigans. It's actually kind of a funny movie. All right, Mr. Street Glide, let's go park you someplace safe where you're not going to get hit, because that's something I would do. And you're very expensive, and I don't want the farmer coming after me for more money. But yeah, this thing is beautiful. I love this bike. Got the helmet on. It's kind of blended in with my cowboy hat a bit. All right. But that's not what we came to do today. Today we came to do some seeding. What do we have today? Well, we've got a seed tender by David over at 82 Studios. We've got this new Thunder. I figured that was very fitting. The Thunder from Down Under. So we've got the seed tender from 82 Studios. We've got the Thunder 600. That's by Hispano Modding. Oh, we've got a nice versatile. Oh, yes. That's from Julian F. Modding. Should be plenty of horsepower, hopefully. 665 horsepower. We've got our Cedar from Giants. We've got the Borgo 7950 air cart with a 3320-76 Paralink hoe drill. And of course, our cycle from Expendables modding. Look at how nice this drill and air cart are... You got to hand it to Giants. They get the job done. It's beautiful. Beautiful setup. I have been wanting to use this Borgo. This is the first time I've used it. I've been wanting to use this thing since it came out. And I think it came out shortly after FS22, if I remember right. But I just haven't found the right place to do it. And I think this Western Australia is a great place. I looked up Western Australia, or just Australian farming. And I guess Versatile is definitely a reasonably popular brand over there. I think it's a Canadian brand. Am I right about that, Tin Man? I think Versatiles are made in Canada. At least some of them are. This is actually Australia spec, by the way. This Versatile. Very nice of the modder to be able to give us that. So that's an Australian spec Versatile. Let's get it fired up so we can get it warmed up a little bit. Look at the cab on this thing. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Julian F. modding. Very, very nice. Very nice looking tractor. I always like these Versatiles. Not as loud as I thought it would be. It's got a nice little hum to it. It's probably got way too many atmospheric restrictions, if you know what I mean. Then we got the seed drill, of course, and our cart. Let's, I think we need to fill some seed and some fertilizer up, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, this Thunder is also really, really nicely done. A lot of really nice options with the Thunder. Alright, let me see if I can screw this up. So, according to the help menu, the first toggle open is for seeds. So we're going to open it to deliver seeds. You can see it's dual bin. And we're going to go ahead and see if we can't get some more of this Borgo filled up. Now I did use the field calculator mod, so I think we're going to be in pretty good shape with a single fill of this cart. We will see, but I think we should make it without having to do any more any refills. And then if we hit the O button again, I think we go to our, if I'm not mistaken, we get our fertilizer, but I might need to adjust. This is a little bit sneaky in where you gotta go. Let me back it up and see if I can't make it work. You would think I'd be over it. Hello? Maybe not. I don't think I'm full. No, we've got room for fertilizer. Maybe I need to step up all the way out of here. I think they both fill from the same... Maybe I'm wrong about that? Oh, maybe the fertilizer you have to fill... Oh, that's pointed at the seeds, isn't it? Hold on a second. Maybe I do have something incorrect here. Oh, there we go. There we go. Brad figured it out eventually. Let's see if we can't get a little more directly over our filler there. And we'll get some fertilizer in here. I love it. I love this kind of farming. You know, I go from the using the kind of the unrealistic out there mods to wanting to do more like this, more hands-on, more taking your time, you know, kind of thing. And I go back and forth a little bit, but with Let's Plays and when you're recording, I always feel guilty if I go way too slow, because I don't want to bore you guys. Maybe we'll do a Let's Play where things are just going to have to be a little bit more take our time. Speaking of, a couple things we need to talk about. But instead of me just sitting here yapping, boy, I just really like this drill. So cool. Just so cool. So instead of me just sitting here and yapping, let's go ahead and see if we can get started. Nope, 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 nope. In. There we go. That did the job for us. Now, what do we have selected? I think we need canola. Let me verify that is what we're actually sewing. Canola it is indeed, and because I'm me, I always, you would think I would remember these symbols by now. I know quite a few of them, like obviously soybean, sunflowers, corn, blah, blah, blah. But these right here always get me a little bit second guessy. But we are good. We are on canola. Let's fire this thing up. And I think we need to lower it. Oh, yeah, buddy. Oh, yes, indeed. All right, off to the races we go. Hopefully, if I have things set up properly, we will be in pretty good shape. So let's talk about a couple things. Number one, the Discord server. It is official. The Discord server is live. Oh, yes. RQS Gaming Channel International. The global conglomerate. I don't even know what the word. The global conglomerate? Conglomerate? I forget what the word is. But RQS Gaming Network Solutions Channel International has officially opened its Discord server. I will leave an invitation to the server in the link in the description below. I invite you all to come join us on the Discord server. TBG put a lot of work into making sure it was ready to go. Oh, am I planting over grass? How cool is that? Boy, I tell you what, I didn't know I could do that. But yes, TBG, thank you again for all your hard work, your dedication. I know you've got better things to do with your time, I'm sure, but TBG put a lot of time and effort into the Discord server to get it ready. I am absolutely clueless when it comes to Discord. I'm learning as I go. My son is trying to teach me a few things, but I think I have reached his... I think I've reached his patience level at the moment. I think I've used up that bucket. So I'm probably going to have to wait a week or so before I can ask him any more questions about Discord. But yeah, please join us over there. Just for general chat, farming simulator chat. I'm going to have a list of mods. There's a section for all the mods I use. There's a section for Q&A, for suggestions for the next Let's Play. If you have any suggestions on channels you would like to see added to the Discord server, please definitely feel free to leave those. And we'll take a look at those closely and see, yeah, I know. Nobody said I was good at this. And we'll take a look at those closely and see what we can do. I'm going to try and keep all the mod listings up to date and current. I personally, when I spend time watching Let's Plays, or any farming simulator videos for that matter, I really like, if possible, for the YouTuber to list the mods. I know it's a lot of work. Ooh, sorry about that. That's going to be a few dollars off the old final payment. But I always like to have a mod list. It's a lot of work. And I used to hear YouTubers say, you know, I'd hear a couple of the channel guys and gals say, man, you know, I do a mod list, but it's just so much work. And I'd be like, well, how much work can it be? Just list your mods. Now I know. Now I know how much work it can be. So yeah, I will keep a mods list for our weekly Let's Play. Boy, I am just all over the place. For our weekly Let's Play, a separate mod list for our Traveling Contractor. And at the top, you'll see basically a list of mods that I pretty much use all the time. Kind of my go-to mods that are almost always enabled for everything I do. So hopefully that'll be handy. Let me know in the comments or on Discord or whatever you want to do. If you have any problems, let me know in the comments if you have any problems getting on the channel, getting on the Discord server, etc., etc. I'm super excited about it. It is definitely a first for me, no doubt about that. I see we're over 600 on the subscriber list. That's kind of exciting. I don't know that that's necessarily a milestone, but it's kind of cool to see. I'll tell you, probably the more rewarding things I get are comments from people. It's on my most viewed video. It's the Stutter No More video, and it's the video where I kind of go over some very simple steps to kind of alleviate game stutter for Farming Simulator 22, and several thousand views. But more importantly, I've had more people write and tell me how much it helped, and I'm so happy about that. I love that it helps people, because some of these people, tell me they weren't playing the game because the stutter was so bad, and then they ran across the video and it's helped a lot and they're able to play, and I'm like, hey, that's fantastic. That is fantastic. And I'm just passing on information that I was given. And that's all we can do, right? We pass on information we're given, try to share all this stuff with other people, make them happy, get more people playing the game. So with the Discord server being active, I think the next thing we're probably going to be looking at is kind of a combination of a couple things I want to do. I want to get into a live streams, and I want to get into multiplayer. I really, really, really want to be playing some Farm Sim with you all. So I'm super excited about that. That will be coming eventually. I know I say that, and things take time, but I am definitely excited about that as well. Getting some multiplayer and some live streams going. I'm going to try and just get maybe one more. Maybe we'll just get up this row and then we'll bring out the old GPS, and that way I won't look so horrible with my driving. But this Versatile is definitely doing some nice work with this cart. Isn't this a nice setup? Isn't that a nice looking setup? This Versatile with this Bourgeois. I feel like I should be waving a Canadian flag. I think both of these are Canadian products, if I'm not mistaken. That Bourgeois is some cool looking equipment. So yeah, Discord live and happy. I feel like there was something else I needed to pass along to you all, but I can't think of what it is right now. I think we might spend a couple weeks here in Western Australia. I feel like there's no extradition between here and Sri Lanka. So so we can't be extradited for Gwen's Sri Lankan cousin's court date, which I think is coming up soon. I'm going to try not to hit this and cause massive amounts of damage and power outages. Uh-oh. Am I stuck? What am I stuck on? Shouldn't be stuck. I know I'm just being squirrely about it, but I shouldn't be stuck. Oh, that can't be good for the cart at all. Oh, Brad. Boy, I tell you what, it's more difficult than I thought it would be. I am so gonna hit that. It's more difficult than I thought it would be with this. Come on, straighten out. With this. Oh, I can't even find my words. Between this cart and the this setup and the. Oh, brother. This style of tractor. I'm finding it difficult to. You know, drive. Once this thing stops, though, it takes a little bit to get it started again, that's for sure. Kind of made a mess out of this, but we'll get it cleaned up. Articulated. Oh my gosh. That word escaped me, something awful. Between this articulated tractor, these are my excuses. The excuses I use. But yeah, I feel like there's something else I needed to share with you, but I'm not entirely sure that I remember. A lot of mods came out today, I saw. Oh, I know what I was going to mention. Omatana's new map came out. What's it called? Is it called Four Corners? Four Fields? Maybe it's called Four Fields. That probably makes more sense. We'll be checking that map out for sure. I always like Omatana's stuff, both her mods and her maps. Probably the most fun I've had on a map in a long time was Hinterland, and so we're going to be checking out Four Fields. Hope that's what it's called. I'm not sure exactly where it's supposed to be set at fictionally. I think it's probably going to be European, I would suspect. Or maybe she made it fairly generic so that it can kind of be anywhere, but let me do this. Let me, just for fun, let's fire up the GPS so I don't continue to look absolutely ridiculous. I've got a bad feeling about the GPS. Alright, we can probably get away with 90 degrees. Let's see if we can get away with 90 degrees. That's sketchy. What's the other one? Man, Brad, use your right finger. I think it's a direction, right? Except I want it to be, yeah, this baby takes a little bit of going. I want it to be maybe a heading. I think it's a direction. That's not exactly where I'm pointing. He's shifting through the low gears right there. But we can do this, I think. If I do, and I shift it. Let's do that. Let's see if that kind of gets us somewhat where we want to be. That's a lot of weight back there to get started. But once it's going, it's yeah, it's moving right along. Once it gets going, it's not too bad. We're just gonna let this line get in here. We're going over a little bit, but I kind of want to get a decent line started if I can. Well, I tell you what, it's using every bit of that 55 horsepower the Versatile has. It's using every ounce of that. Makes me wonder what engine they use in these. I know I was looking at that Mike Mitchell's video on that Fent 1137 or something like that. The 2-track he was messing with. That had an MAN engine in it. Massive MAN engine in it. And I think he said it was low revving. It was like 1600 RPM, and that was about it. But super heavy on torque. I guess that Fent pulls like nobody's business. So yeah, it's kind of been thinking a little bit about the next map after Tranquil Waters. We still have work to do there. Yes, I am going to go right over that ridge. Fortunately, no rocks. We still have some work to do on Tranquil Waters, but just planning ahead for what's next. I think we're going to do something a little more difficult next time around. I think we're going to get ourselves into some probably working a lot harder for the money we get. We're going to earn our money on this next Let's Play, I think. I think we're due for something a little bit more challenging. Of course, I might wake up that morning and be like, no, no, I want it easy again. But I'm kind of thinking it would be fun, you know, to struggle a bit and not be able to get the nice shiny new, the nice shiny new equipment. I don't know if we're going to go with like a wilderness style where we'll be cutting in our own fields, or if we're going to want to do something where we just start with a couple small fields or something like that and work our way up. But we'll figure it out. But yeah, I've been kind of having that craving for getting maybe kind of a cross between like a hinterland, so that we kind of control our own destinies as far as what fields, what areas we want to create fields in, how big, how small. But maybe a little bit of a combination of that and maybe, I don't know, something else. I'm not really sure yet. Not sure if I want to deal with forestry. I'm just not a forestry fan, you know? It's just not something for me. I've tried. I enjoy it for a little while, but then I lose interest in it. I'll be really curious to see what Giants does in the next version of the game. I want to see if I can just clean up this thing over here. Super curious to see what Giants does for the next version of the game as far as forestry goes. I wonder if they will add maybe some more construction type stuff, more mining. I don't know if that's the direction they want to go. I kind of get that feeling that we'll probably end up seeing more of that in the game. It wouldn't surprise me if we didn't see Giants bringing in just some more, and it doesn't even have to be, you know, maybe it'll be mining, but maybe it'll be even ability to do more with the ground layer. Bulldozing, backhoe, stuff like that. I think that might get interesting. Might be kind of curious. If you could dig trenches for irrigation and things like that, that might be kind of fun. Might be kind of interesting. I'm kind of surprised actually that they haven't allowed us to lay down our own railroad tracks yet. Maybe that's a little more convoluted and complicated than I suspect it is, but that would be an interesting addition to the game, being able to lay down your own railroad. I don't know how much, I guess for the size of maps we have, maybe that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. I don't know if you'd want a train running through your farmyard. Well, maybe you would, you know. Easy drop-off point, have the train stop by and pick up your goods. One thing I've never seen, I don't think I've ever seen, is our trains being able to transport, excuse me, liquids. Can you sell liquids via train? If you can, I know I've never done it. I would think being able to throw a bunch of milk onto a container on a train might be kind of cool. I don't know why that's never... I'm thinking it through. I don't think I've ever seen that on Farm Sim. I think you can only do dry goods. Oh yeah, hit this... Brad. I know you're trying, but please, can we not hit the cedar? Now, I didn't play Silver Run a whole lot, but you can load logs on the train on Silver Run, can't you? I think you can sell logs that way, if I'm not mistaken. Let's check out the lighting. Very, very nice. Are we beaconless? I think we are. We are beaconless. That's pretty good lighting, though, it looks like. Oh. Ooh, watch where you're going. Watch where you're going. I think we'll clear it. Yeah, we're good. We're good. So what's next for Farming Simulator 22? Now that we got our premium DLC out, I would suspect we're going to see a patch. I would suspect we'll see a patch in not too far distant future. I think there's a few things that came out after the premium expansion pack was released that needs a little bit of fixing. I think we experienced one of those things that might be a bit of a bug, which is the old, when we were doing our carrot harvest, magically the first row of carrots looked like parsnips coming off the off the harvester. What'd you say, 10? Was it you, 10 man? It said they were rotten, they were day old or rotten carrots. Yeah, that's probably what they were. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Are we halfway? Do you think we're about halfway? Where are we here in this field? Probably not quite. Probably not quite. It's a pretty decent sized field. What's our contract say we're doing here? 69%? Really? That's kind of surprising. I guess I did do kind of 1.5 headlands, so I guess that adds up for a little bit. This is a pretty map. I didn't pay a lot of attention to this map when it originally came out. I remember looking at it, and I liked what I saw. I liked the openness and the big fields and stuff. It'd be a great map, I think, for maybe some big cattle farming or something. But if you know, like this style of map, I think it reminds me of... It generally reminds me of something in my area, even, where, you know, you get a lot of this, just these big, expansive, open fields kind of thing. Probably a few more trees where I live. But, yeah. Not too bad at all. This would make an interesting Let's Play map, I think. If you're into using big equipment, certainly a map like this would be a nice choice. If you're on console especially, since you're still limited to the standard size maps. We haven't gotten a 4X map for consoles yet, have we? I don't think we have. Tell you what, I don't know if I'd do it in Australia because it's probably 130 degrees in the shade. But any other place, I would like to just be sitting right back there, just sitting right here on the deck, chilling out, you know, kind of a nice, maybe have a nice beverage and just kind of relaxing. I have a feeling it's loud. I think if I remember right, Mike Mitchell has one of these combinations. I don't know if it's this particular one. I believe it is. I know that it's huge, absolutely huge, and I think actually this is the model he has. But they got it stuck one time, and that was quite an adventure watching them try and pull this thing out of the mud. It was a mess. But I remember when he was he kind of ran alongside, he jumped on the ladder and walked up to the top here and was kind of filming while he was while somebody else, you know, was doing their thing. And excuse me, but I seem to remember it being quite loud back here, even with all the air pumps and everything else going and stuff. It wasn't a peaceful, quiet place to be. But I think I could manage. Of course, if I had to choose, I'd rather be in here, you know, listen to some music, have the AC on. Checking out some tunes, maybe watching some YouTube. These corners are way too sharp. I should have given it even more headland room. Alright, we're going to have to work our way around this pole again here. See if I can do a little bit nicer job this time with it. There we go. That was a little better. So yeah, we might be back here in Western Australia next Thursday. We've got I set aside another contract. Looks like a fertilizing contract. Field 11. I think Field 11 is huge. Oh, Field 11. Hello. Yeah, that's a big one. That's a good size field. I don't know, we'll see. I've got another map already planned that I'm kind of getting eager to go see. So maybe we'll just tackle this job and be on our way. As long as we don't get into any mischief while we're in Australia. It'd be nice to actually leave a country without being enemies. Our global contracting tour. I left with such high hopes. But I think we've been banned in just about every country we've done work in. I can't figure it out either. Has something to do with Gwen's side of the family, no doubt. I should probably be skipping a row. Would probably make more sense. I mean, it does okay. It's making it okay, but I think in reality you wouldn't be cutting corners quite that sharp with this thing hooked up to you. Speaking of, two, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6. And are those just okay? So there's 6 going from the cart and the drill. And then another 6, it looks like, going from that bar to the tractor. I wonder why there's a bar there. Why? Maybe is that just for safety's sake, so you don't have it going directly to the tractor? Huh. For distance? Reach? I don't know. I think the old Versatile does have a CVT transmission. I've heard CVT transmissions are indeed the Cadillac of transmissions for tractors. My understanding is the CVT transmission, I don't know who I was watching, but they were going over different tractor transmissions, and when they got to the CVT, which was kind of the top dog, probably the most expensive, I think, so on and so forth. They said that it is certainly kind of the Cadillac of transmissions, but you do lose horsepower and torque, I think, at the transmission level. So you do give up a little something if you're going to run with a CVT, I guess. But my understanding is most farmers who get CVT transmissions in their tractors don't really mind because of the convenience of CVT and the ease of use. Because I gotta imagine it's like probably not quite this bad, but for you folks who have been around a few years and know what a manual transmission is in a car, I learned on a manual. I'm thankful I learned on a manual. I actually really miss a manual transmission. You just feel like you're driving your car more with a manual transmission. But the one thing I don't miss about manual transmissions were always those, when you're in stop and go traffic for like an hour and you're having to clutch, it's a pain. And I think that is similar to what we're seeing like with the CVT, where the CVT pretty much set it and forget it, and the tractor, I guess, just takes care of all that necessary shifting. And when you're in a tractor 10, 12, 14 hours a day, I would imagine that would be a pretty big deal to be able to have the tractor just kind of take care of that for you. And I really never hear complaints about it, like, oh, you know, it always, it can't figure out what gear it wants to be in and things like that. I guess they must have it nailed down pretty good, because I haven't heard too many complaints about it. I remember when I was learning stick, and I mean, you're learning stick plus, so you're learning manual transmission plus you're just learning how to drive, right? So you don't have a lot of experience behind the wheel, so you're having to pay attention to traffic and road signs and other people and the music you want to listen to, and of course, you know, for some people, you know, like my sister, worried about their makeup because they're on their way to their boyfriend's house. I remember being with my sister one time, and I was in the back seat. I think she had a friend in the passenger seat, and they were, I don't know where we were going. I just know that it was me, my sister, and her friend. And I distinctly remember my sister driving with her knee so that she could put makeup on. And I distinctly remember being absolutely terrified. And I'm pretty sure I was pleading with her to please use your hands, man, because even when I was that age, and I probably was like 8 or 9 years old, I knew better that people don't normally drive with their kneecaps. I had that much going for me, at least. Ay, ay, ay. I also, but there were good times too, though. I remember my other sister, when we were in Canada, she met her husband in Canada. They've been married for a long time. He's 100% Dutch. And really nice guy, great family. And I do remember, though, when they were dating, I must have been the biggest pain in the rear. I must have been the biggest pain in the rear when I was little. Maybe not always, but I remember just wanting so badly for them to take me with them wherever they were going. And the main reason was the music. My brother-in-law had one of these Datsuns. I forget what Datsun it was. I can see it. I can still see it. I can't remember the model, but it was a 2-door hatchback Datsun. I know it was a stick, which is probably a gimme. It seemed sporty at the time. It probably wasn't, but at the time it seemed kind of sporty. But it also had a decent stereo, and he would play ELO and just different bands of that era. And it was one of the few times that I remember being able to listen to a lot of that, because at the time I didn't have money to buy a stereo. I didn't have money to buy music. It was a totally different ballgame back then. You either bought your music or you didn't have it. There was no, I mean, you could pirate. Maybe somebody would record and copy their cassette, something like that. But generally speaking, it was the radio or you bought it. And I couldn't buy it. I didn't have money. And so, and I'm pretty sure I probably had a clock radio at best. So this was great for me. And I just love sitting in the back seat of that Datsun, listening to music, and I can still remember ELO. I can remember some Queen. I remember ABBA. Oh my gosh, Dancing Queen. If you are an ABBA fan, the album Voulez-Vous, the one with the it's blue on the cover with why am I telling you this? It's, anyways, probably my favorite ABBA album of all time. And he had that tape, he had that cassette, and he would just play it, and I just couldn't get enough. It was just so amazing for me. And I must have been the biggest pain in the rump for them, though. Take me with you, take me with you. But he was such a nice guy. I never remember, you know, I'm sure they probably snuck out of the house many times, so I wouldn't know, you know, which I don't blame him. But for the most part, he was, and he is actually. I don't know why I'm saying was, but he is such an amazing dude, such a great guy. And why he picked my sister, I'll yeah. But yeah, no, it was fantastic, so much fun. But yeah, learning stick, learning how to drive all at the same time, you got a lot going on. My mom would take me to the parking ramps. Come on, baby. My mom would take me to a parking ramp, you know, the multi-level parking ramps. And she would force me to stop on the ramps. So I would learn how to, you know, from an incline, learn how to get the clutch out right so I could start, you know, driving so I wouldn't roll back 50 feet and hit the person behind me. It's actually really brilliant on her part. I'm still impressed by that. But I learned. You learn. You figure it out. That's for sure. I'm sure my dad probably was at home with the sweats thinking about how many clutches I'm going to go through. How much it's going to cost. How much this adventure is going to cost him. Oh, poor guy. All right, let's kill our GPS. We definitely don't need that. I think we're probably good. I bet we're at 100%. I think so. Yeah, we've completed. I thought we must have. Let's go ahead and get this beast folded up. I know watching videos on this Borgo, I think it must depend on the tractor and how much PSI you're running and stuff and how fast these things fold up. But I was watching one, and it was probably this, at least this size. I don't know if this is the biggest one they have, but it took a while for that thing to fold and unfold, that's for sure. It was in no hurry. Just kind of sad without the beacons, but oh well. Such great looking equipment though. Kind of wish the old Versatile had a little bit of a grunt, more of a gruntier sound to it. I mean, it's not bad, but you can tell it's probably got, like I said, 20 different kinds of pollution sensitive equipment and whatnot that just kind of ruin all that fun. Oh, we had plenty of seed and fertilizer, didn't we? What a pretty map. It's not an you know, an overly decorated map, or you know, like we were looking at when we were looking at Land of Italy from Edomod and stuff like that. But it's definitely got its qualities, and I have never been to Australia, but from what I've seen and from when I was looking at farming in Australia, I'd say this depicts it very, very, very well, I would think. Shy of the stinking, you know, foot-long spiders, what is it, cicadas? Those things creep me out like there's no tomorrow. Then there's the Black Widows. What's that one that not the Black Widow, but it's another one that has redback spider. Oh, I watched this. Maybe you guys have seen this. Leo Kim. He's another YouTuber. He's from Australia, and he does a lot of. Oh, left the lights on. Oh well, that'll be all right. He does videos a lot of times. He used to do Thomas the Train videos. He's a big collector. But he does a lot of spider videos too. And it just creeps me out. It just absolutely creeps me out. I can't do it. You know, you go to the sun visor and you flip your sun visor down and a stinking 8-inch, what is it, recluse? Those big brown, hairy looking things fall down in your lap. Oh, forget about it. Absolutely forget about it. It's lights out for me. I would be lucky to actually not pass out. I would crash either way. But I'm suspecting I'd just pass out. It'd be it. I'd wake up in a hospital or not at all. Ooh, where you going, Brad? Pick a path, man. Pick a path. Ooh, kind of left the motorcycle behind too, didn't we? Farmer's not going to like having his Harley sitting back there. I figured we'd just take a quick little peek ski. Just out of curiosity. I don't know where we actually need to go. I think most of the farm in this area. Where's our farmhouse? Is that our farmhouse up there? It's looking like it, isn't it? Ooh. Well, we're good to go. Let's actually, you know what? Since we're that close, let's hook you on. Oh, here comes traffic, and there goes that sign. Authorized vehicles only. Well, hopefully I am authorized. Hopefully I am. So this kind of looks like a pretty straightforward beginner kind of. I'm assuming this is what you start with. Ooh, it's stuck. It was stuck. Farmland, yeah. Not too bad. Those are actually decent sized fields that you start with. You start with 1, 2, and 4. Wow. Hectare size. Look at that. 20.28 hectares. 10 and 5. You're starting with like 35 hectares of field. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Kind of the regular multi-fruit silo, it looks like. You can always, I think you can, I'm pretty sure that the mod, FarnerBOB, the mod author, the map author, has allowed for, I think, pretty much selling everything here on your farm. So if you want to open it up, it looks like everything can be wiped off the planet. Yep. Not bad. Oh, look at that. Train right there. We were just talking about having a train coming through your farm. Where your farmhouse is. It's right there. I wonder if you can sell. I wonder if you can drop off anything to sell. Let's scooch up the speed a little bit. Where am I at, Brad? Where are you at, buddy? Where are you going? Whoops, there's a fence. So here's your house. Little garage action. Be nice to have a big screen in here, wouldn't it? Well, it's got a PC. I guess that's not too bad. Come around the back here. Oh, see, I think this is a missed opportunity. I think the train should be able to stop right here. I think that'd be awesome. Well, hello, little chickens. I think this would be a great place to be able to unload for a train. Yeah, I'd like that. That'd be kind of cool. Oh, a little greenhouse. Very nice. I sold all the equipment I think that was started here. It wasn't a lot, but enough to get you going. But yeah, really nice, simple, no frills, beginner farm. I like it. Get you right off to the races. I mean, it wouldn't take long, even on medium or hard mode, to start raking in some cash with the size of these fields. I mean, it'd be a little bit grindy, but you can get her done. Oh yeah, giddy up. But we do need to lose. We need to lose the cowboy hat. That's just not working very well with our biker helmet. There we go. Now that's legit. And we need to get leathers too. I wonder, I was going to look and see if anybody added leather wardrobe. Biker wardrobe. I think what's the closest we can get to it is that goofy that goofy looking, I don't even know where it is now. Yeah, there we go. Get the horse rider. Yeah, you wouldn't get any looks going down the road in that, would you? That's pretty legit. Nope, that would go. No offense, but La Cucaracha on the Harley, I don't think so. It's not, right? That's not right, right? I've never owned a Harley. I've known people with Harleys, and I'm pretty confident that wasn't the horn. Now, my buddy had, of course, he ended up getting a Harley, but he had a really nice Honda, I think it was. And it was too quiet. It was just so quiet. A beautiful bike, though. Took me for a few rides on that thing. It was a beautiful bike. Absolutely beautiful. Burnt orange, kind of a sunset, deep orange looking. It was gorgeous. But way too quiet. I think he got Harley envy because then he started, you know, you own a bike, then you start hanging out with people with bikes. And of course, those people have Harleys. And I distinctly remember him coming home, me coming home one day, and he was, he would use my garage because he didn't have a garage. So I told him he could just use my garage whenever he wanted to work on his stuff. And he was in the garage working on his bike. He had replacing the exhaust to try to get, you know, a bigger sound from it, which it did. It sounded pretty sweet, but it still did. It wasn't Harley exhaust. And I think it was probably 6 months after that the Honda was gone and a Harley came home. A really nice bike. I think this thing almost rides nicer than the other Harleys we were looking at. What is this, a little place to maybe put a little silo or storage or something right there? That's kind of handy. Well, alright everyone, my throat is going south. If you can't tell, I'm about ready to lose my voice, I think. So I'm going to let you go. Thanks for checking in with me. Thanks for watching. Sure appreciate a like if you enjoyed the video. I am going to remember to, I promise, I'm going to remember to put the Discord invite in the description. So I would love to see you in Discord. Otherwise, you all have a great Thursday. Take care of yourselves and each other. And we'll be back in tranquil waters tomorrow. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.